Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 3824 Southeast 41st Avenue here in Portland. Located in the basement, we're at the back right corner of the house here in general. That's as you look at the house from the street and how I describe everything. We've got a 3-inch ABS cleanout right before the line punches through the right side foundation wall. Checking the overall condition, serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. Water is running. We are zeroed out, and off we go. Looks like we're belling out here to 4-inch diameter ABS. Come on. All right, this went over somewhat of an offset pipe joint there. We're going to take a second look at that on the way out when the line's fully drained. We'll get a nicer view there. Just transitioned there over to 4-inch 3034 PVC pipe. Very, very clean line thus far. There is hardly a speck of buildup to even speak of in here. All right, just swapped over once more here to 6-inch concrete pipe, and we'll take a locate at that transition on the way out to kill two birds with one stone. We'll verify that the line's going out to Southeast 41st, but also see if that transition takes place at the street curb, see if any of this concrete pipe is still on property or not. So right here at about 88 feet, it looks like we've hit the main here. We're going to back up just a little bit to the concrete transition and go take a locate there while the line drains out. I just went and located there. The line is terminating out on Southeast 41st, and where we're at right now, we're dang near in the middle of the street right now. So they took this update way past the curb, which is fantastic. That transition joint right there from PVC to concrete, anytime, especially you have new and old pipe meeting up, and even more so when it's a diameter change, those are by far the weakest pipe joints in your line to root intrusions. So if something ever does happen there, it's well into the city's responsibility, not sitting right on the dividing line like it often happens. All right, all the green 3034 PVC, that transition joint looks good. Anyway, the green pipe looks fantastic. Now we're coming back into the ABS. The only spot in the line I'm even a little concerned about is that offset joint at the very beginning, which we're going to come take is quite minor. We're going to get a better look at it when the water drains out, now that it's drained out. Mostly I want to check for evidence that the joint could be open to the ground. And when you get that situation where you have dirt entering into the sewer pipe, it creates for a progressive scenario, or usually does anyway, where the joint progressively settles more and more because the line is sucking all the dirt out from underneath the pipe that's supporting it. Cooking oil or baking grease or anything down the line. And you do have an exterior clean out there. It might very well be exposed. That's a clean out there that you're seeing tying into the top of the line. It's a two-way access point. Really nice thing to have. Anyway, there's the offset joint. It's a combination of standing water and offset, which you will typically get. Let me back up here all the way so I can get a good gander at it. So the standing water starts at 9, and keep in mind there's not enough buildup in this line right here to even recommend $5 in drain cleaning on it. So unless I see a joint that looks open to the ground here, this is not a situation where I recommend a repair. Yeah, by and large, that joint there looks clean. You're always going to have a little bit more debris film and stuff like that in areas like this. Just one, from moisture. And don't get me wrong, if you flushed a gigantic wad of wipes, paper towels, stuff like that, even toilet paper, big giant balls of toilet paper, you might get something hanging up here for a moment. You had a little tiny bit of debris at the top of the pipe there, but when you come back to this point, just before the belly, there's zero buildup. Anything like that. This one, in my opinion, is too minor to require repairs. It's the kind that takes abuse on the homeowner's side to get it to the point of causing problems. That's my 2 cents on that. The lip on the joint there is only coming up about barely halfway up my camera lens, so you've only got maybe a 1/2 inch tall lip there. It's very small. So that, in my opinion, is not in need of repairs. This just all comes down to just treating your line like you should. And these people are doing a 3-foot long belly. At its worst point here, I'm only seeing about a 1/2 inch of standing water and about a 1/2 inch offset joint. I mean, it's somewhere between a 1/4 and a 1/2 inch, depending on the part of the joint you're talking about there. But anyway, if I can't recommend even cleaning on a line, it's recommending you tear the ground up makes no sense. And it's also in 4-inch pipe too by the time you get there, so you have even more leeway. So we're going to go ahead and roll the camera out of line here. We have good flow, adequate to good, I would say. I mean, your flow is being hindered to some extent by that little spot there, but not in a significant manner. Very, very clean line, zero buildup to speak of. Everything in here appears to be intact. The joint does not show any obvious signs of being open to the ground. We have no earthworms crawling around, dirt clods sticking to the pipe joint, anything like that. And that's the kind of stuff I'm looking for. And sometimes it can be hard to discern with 100% certainty. Granted, water goes through these things fairly frequently. So sometimes the water will be washing stuff away, debris evidence, things like that. But there's usually secondary signs of it. And earthworms are a very common one. Dirt clods at the top part of the line where water rarely touches the pipe surface there. There's other signs of it, typically speaking. After 13 years of doing this, a joint usually makes itself fairly obvious when that's going on. Anyway, line is functioning properly at this time.